Do the rich people cringe and say, don't tell them that, Robert?
Yes. Don't tell people what you know.
Right.
Ever wondered what separates the truly wealthy from the rest? What if I told you that the richest of the rich owe their success to a fundamental shift in mindset, something so profound yet overlooked by most? Robert Kiyosaki, the brains behind the bestseller Rich Dad, Poor Dad, cracked this code, and today we're about to dive deep into this revelation. Get ready, because you're about to discover financial insights that could be the game changer you've been waiting for. Point number 1. The wealthy don't work for money.
Never work for this. This is what keeps people poor. This, the rupee, the peso, the yen, the yuan.
Keep in mind, as we delve into one of Kiyosaki's most profound principles, Robert Kiyosaki frequently declares the poor and the middle class work for money, but the rich make money work for them. This isn't just a catchy phrase, it's a philosophy that flips the traditional notion of earnings on its head. For many, the concept of working is simple. Put in hours, get a paycheck. It's a linear relationship between time and money. But what if you were told that there's another way? Kiyosaki's perspective challenges us to think beyond the paycheck-to-paycheck lifestyle. Instead of being trapped in a cycle where more work equals more money, why not break free and let your money do the hard lifting? Robert Kiyosaki once said, "The biggest trap, the biggest dungeon in life is not the prison, it is the mind." When he says this, he's urging us to escape the mental barriers we've built around money. It's about escaping the rat race, that never-ending cycle of earnings and spending without meaningful accumulation. But how do you make money work for you? The answer lies in building assets. Assets, as Kiyosaki describes, are investments that bring money into your pocket. This could be real estate, stocks, bonds, or even side businesses. It's about creating multiple income streams that generate revenue, irrespective of whether you're actively working or not. Reflect upon this. If your expenses could be covered by passive income from assets, would you still be working the same job? Or would you be living a life on your terms, pursuing passions and exploring new ventures? To transition from actively working for money to making money work for you requires a shift in mindset, education, and taking calculated risks. And while it doesn't happen overnight, the journey can redefine your relationship with money and work. Embracing this philosophy might mean making sacrifices in the short term, investing in learning or seeking out mentorship. But the potential rewards? A life of financial independence, greater freedom, and the luxury to choose how you spend your time. Worth considering, isn't it? Number 2, financial education.
So Rich Dad, Poor Dad is more appropriate today because if you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad, this is all it's about. It's about a financial statement. Income statement, balance sheet, statement of cash flow. How could it not be relevant when 99% of all people graduating from school don't even know what a financial statement is? And
over 70% of lottery winners go broke within a few years. Why? Because having money and knowing how to manage it are two very different things. Robert Kiyosaki often likens financial education to a superpower. In our world where money governs so much of our daily lives, understanding its dynamics is crucial. It's not just about earning and spending, it's about growing, protecting, and leveraging your wealth. Robert Kiyosaki once said, "Academic qualifications are important, but our learning will not end there. It must continue for as long as we live." This sentiment rings especially true when it comes to financial literacy. While school might teach us algebra and history, practical money management often gets left behind. So, what does Kiyosaki suggest? Start with the basics. Understand the difference between assets and liabilities. An asset, as Kiyosaki defines it, puts money into your pocket. A liability takes money out. The goal? Increase assets, decrease liabilities. But it goes beyond just definitions. It's about cultivating a mindset of continuous learning. Ever noticed how the financial landscape keeps evolving? New investment platforms, cryptocurrencies, market fluctuations, and so on. Staying updated, understanding these changes, and knowing how they impact you is what sets the financially educated apart. Think of it this way. If you were handed $1 million today, would you know how to invest it to ensure a steady return? Or would you risk blowing it away? This is where financial education comes into play. It equips you with the knowledge and skills to navigate the complex world of finance, ensuring that you not only earn money, but also retain and grow it. In essence, while money can provide the means, financial education offers the roadmap. It's the difference between wandering aimlessly and charting a clear course to financial freedom. And as Kiyosaki emphasizes, it's the education that truly empowers one to harness wealth's full potential. So, whether it's picking up a book, attending a seminar, or simply engaging in financial discussions, the pursuit of knowledge is a pursuit of wealth. Tip number 3, good debt versus bad debt.
The part is most people think that debt is a 4-letter word, which it is. And they keep saying, get out of debt, get out of debt. But if you're going to be financially intelligent today, you have to know there's good debt and bad debt.
Americans owe over $1 trillion in credit card debt. But here's the twist. Not all debt is created equal. Some can be shackles, while others can be wings, propelling you towards financial success. When you think of debt, your mind might automatically jump to something negative. But Robert Kiyosaki introduces a more in-depth viewpoint. He believes in leveraging good debt, debts that can potentially put money into your pocket, like loans taken out for investment properties or viable business ventures. This kind of debt can be a tool for generating income that not only covers the debt, but also brings in a surplus.
Intelligent today, you have to know there's good debt and bad debt. And simply put, good debt makes you rich and bad debt makes you poor.
This statement, though simple, is revolutionary. Think about it. A loan that allows you to invest in a property, which then brings in rental income, is vastly different from high-interest credit card debt accumulated from unnecessary spending. Bad debt, on the other hand, is what most of us are familiar with. Credit card loans, loans for depreciating assets, like fancy cars that lose value the moment you drive it off the lot, or debt taken on for non-essential reasons. These liabilities draining money without offering any financial return. The key lies in skillful judgment. Before taking on any debt, the question shouldn't just be, can I repay this? But rather, will this debt benefit me in the long run? Will it generate income or add value? Adopting this selective approach to debt can transform it from a burden to a strategic advantage. Instead of viewing debt with blanket fear or dislike, Kiyosaki urges us to see it as a potential ally on our wealth-building journey. It's about leveraging opportunities and using debt as a stepping stone rather than a stumbling block. So, the next time you're faced with the prospect of borrowing, take a moment to weigh its long-term impact on your financial landscape. Number 4. Fear and greed, the two emotions driving the poor. Consider this. The stock market crashes and a wave of panic selling ensues. Or a new hyped-up product launches, and despite a heavy price tag, everyone rushes to get it. What's driving these behaviors? The age-old duo, fear and greed. Kiyosaki frequently points out how these two emotions dictate many of our financial decisions, often to our detriment. Fear of missing out, fear of taking risks, fear of losing it all. These apprehensions can paralyze us, making us miss out on potential opportunities or pushing us into hasty, ill-informed choices. On the other hand, we have greed, the insatiable desire for more, even when it's beyond our means or needs. This can lead to reckless spending, accumulating bad debt, or making high-risk investments without proper research. Robert Kiyosaki says, it's not about throwing caution to the wind, nor is it about hoarding every penny. It's about finding the balance, making informed decisions without being shackled by fear or blinded by greed. He advocates for an education-first approach. By making financial decisions, arm yourself with knowledge, do your research, and seek advice if needed. Instead of letting fear deter you, use it as a motivator to learn more and be better prepared. And when faced with the temptation of greed, pause and reflect on your long-term goals. A pertinent exercise Kiyosaki suggests is to always ask, is this decision driven by emotion or logic? Training ourselves to recognize and regulate these emotions can profoundly impact our financial journey, helping us navigate the turbulent waters of the financial world with clarity and confidence. So, next time you're on the verge of making a financial move, take a deep breath, check in with your emotions, and ensure they're not the ones holding the reins, because mastering your emotions might just be the key to mastering your wealth. Number 5, the importance of building a strong network. Did you know networking can increase your net worth? It's not just a catchy phrase, it's a reality that Robert Kiyosaki stands up for. In the field of finances and investment, knowledge is power, but connections? They're the gateway to opportunities. Think of it this way, while your money can earn for you, your network can open doors you didn't even know existed. Kiyosaki often speaks about the value of mentorship and surrounding oneself with like-minded individuals. These connections are not just for expanding your contact list, they're also for cultivating relationships with people who can offer advice, new perspectives, and, on occasion, investment opportunities you would not have discovered otherwise. According to Robert Kiyosaki, it is best to find someone who has already been there if you want to go somewhere. There's incredible value in learning from others' experiences. Mistakes, successes, strategies, each story offers insight that can help you refine your journey. Moreover, in today's digital age, networking isn't just confined to local seminars or conferences. Online platforms, webinars, and global forums mean you can connect with experts from around the world, tapping into global trends and insights. However, Kiyosaki also advises caution. Networking isn't about blindly following someone else's advice. It's about gathering perspectives and then making informed decisions based on your own research and judgment. In conclusion, while assets, education, and emotional intelligence are crucial in the wealth-building journey, never underestimate the transformative power of a robust network. Cultivating genuine relationships, seeking mentorship, and staying connected can potentially amplify your financial growth trajectory. Because sometimes it's not just about what you know, but who you know that makes all the difference. There you have it, the golden principles that played a pivotal role in Robert Kiyosaki's journey to wealth. The road to financial freedom isn't paved with get-rich-quick schemes, but with continuous learning, smart decisions, and the right mindset. If you feel this speaks for you, you should read more about Kiyosaki's teachings and maybe start your financial freedom liberation. Remember, it's not just about riches in terms of money, but a rich perspective towards life. Thank you for being with us today. If you found value in this, please hit the like button, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more eye-opening insights. Until next time, keep learning and keep growing.